Hi folks, this is all the fruit, and here I'm in the Orchid Garden Kuching. What's the Orchid Garden Kuching? Well, it's already in the name. It's a botanic garden where the main focus is on cultivating orchids. The good thing is that in this climate you can cultivate pretty much all of those tropical orchids outdoors. However, until the botanic garden of Kuching is completed, the orchid garden also kind of has to serve as the main botanic garden of Kuching. There is some Nepenthes garden somewhere in the city. There is a big botanic garden being built. There is a non-public collection, non-public state-owned collection of interesting plants in Semengo, and it's not a small collection, it's covering dozens of hectares, but it's inaccessible for tourists. And yeah, there is the beautiful orchid garden. It's full of orchids, of course, but not only orchids. There is a lot of other stuff besides orchids, including fruit trees. I guess some are planted as shade trees, some because, well, planting just orchids, it's nice but can be a little bit one-sided. And of course there is the love of the Southeast Asian people, and especially the Malaysian people, for fruit trees. So let's see what we got here. First, let's visit this local endemic mango species, Mangifera quadrifida. Where is it? Last year the fruit were hanging here. Oh, don't tell me it's not in season this time. Last year I picked a lot of those. Seems not to be in season, or maybe I'm confusing the location. Maybe it's a little bit further away. Well, here big kapok trees. The fruit are very useful for stuffing pillows for babies and teddy bears for babies and stuff, because the fibers inside the fruit, they don't rot. And with babies chewing on everything, and with the constantly wet and hot climate around here, baby pillows, blankets and teddy bears which do not rot and mold inside are actually extremely valuable. Here's some Artocarpus. This should be a jackfruit, I think, right next to an oil palm. Those ubiquitous oil palms everywhere in Southeast Asia. Let's see, pity there are no mangoes lying here this time. I think this was exactly... the season is actually seems to be almost over. Here they are, the little Mangifera quadrifida. This tiny one could actually still be edible, but the normal sized one like those, they seem to be rotten. What a pity. So if you want to see this rare mango species, I saw it being sold at Satok markets today, but if you are visiting the orchid garden, that's another good place to find it. Yeah, orchids, orchids, orchids everywhere. This is not a bad thing. I love orchids. Some of them are even edible. Actually, I think most of them, or maybe all of them, are edible, but let's not eat the rare orchids in this garden. Don't even know the name of this fabaceae with the little red and black beans, but red and black beans, I'm used to stay away from them because some of them are deadly. Not just toxic, but they can kill you in small amounts. Here there is a Baccaurea. Not sure if this is a rambai or something different. Like there are several trees growing here of different species. The medium-sized tree in the middle should be the Baccaurea. Don't know what the big one is right now. Here there is something with pinnate leaves. Here's something which could be a Sapindaceae. Let's go closer. I guess the birds, monkeys or squirrels, they sure do like this Baccaurea. And here are also some slightly more fresh mangoes. Maybe we'll get lucky around here. So let's see. Baccaurea, which could be some rambai. Here Fruit hanging quite low. Well, maybe you can tell me what this is supposed to be. And here some more hanging over my head. Let's continue. Some nice huge mangosteen trees here. Yummy. Yeah, the fruit trees are definitely not the main focus of this garden, but if you come to Kuching, please visit it because it's just amazing. You can combine it with the visit of the state palace and the little fort on the riverbank, and maybe you can even visit the newly constructed botanic garden, which is not finished yet. Here's some syzygium, I guess some water apple. Oh god, see those giant wasps, which are at this, I think those are the wasps which kill tarantulas and other big spiders. Well, no fruit right now, unfortunately, but the syzygium is flowering. Beautiful, really beautiful. If we got here another syzygium, probably. No flowers, no fruit on this one right now. Well, they will come sooner or later. Orchids, orchids, orchids. I wonder how many hundreds of species they have here. It's amazing. This should be a Tlingera elatior, torch ginger, yes. Here is the edible fruit, which is harvested and sold at Borneo markets. It's for cooking. Well, stay away of the toxic Plumeria alba here. We got here another Baccaurea, seems to be another Rambai tree. Lots of palms, those should be something like Sabal or whatever. Yeah, not as many fruit trees as in many other parks, but since everybody interested in botany will visit the orchid garden anyway, they might find some interesting fruit trees here. Here, this is Phoenix, probably what they call Phoenix senegalensis. Oh, look at those nice aerial roots. Now, what is this Baccaurea here? It also kind of looks like Rambai, but very different from the other Rambai. Like the stuff, the red Rambai-like thing, which I saw in Putrajaya, it had red grapes growing from the stem. Then the one Rambai I saw like 50 meters away had long racemes growing from the twigs, and this here has some, well, much more chubby clumps of fruit growing on the medium-sized branches. Here I hope you can see them. I would still tend towards Rambai, but I'm starting to believe that there is more than one tree called Rambai. One single fruit on the ground. However, this fruit almost looks like a mango fruit. Strange. Well, this is definitely no mango. It has similar looking fruit, which are right above the place where I found this fruit, but the monkeys, squirrels and birds don't seem to like them because there is nothing on the ground. I'm pretty sure now that this is Mangifera quadrifida and not this Rambai-like fruit. Well, maybe for now we just have to call it probably a different type of rambayant, I guess. The mangoes, they come from this big tree here. Mango trees can actually get quite huge. This is a decent sized one, but by no means an exceptionally large one. They're actually really huge Mangifera quadrifida trees not far away from here. They could even be older than the city of Kuching. Here, an oil palm. Few people know that the fruit can be eaten fresh. Actually, a lot of people think I'm crazy for eating them fresh, but I like them. Here, noni. The smelliest fruit in the world, 100 times smellier than durian, but obviously, or apparently good against cancer. However, here in Southeast Asia, the varieties don't seem to be as smelly as the ones found in the Caribbean or in the Canary Islands. So folks, this was a short tour through the Orchid Garden of Kuching. It's bigger than what I showed you here. As you can see, there are parts of the garden where I didn't even go yet. So if you come to Kuching, definitely visit the Orchid Garden. It's one of the best botanic gardens I've seen anywhere in Malaysia. Stay tuned for a lot more fruit videos from the beautiful city of Kuching, and don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe.